Hey there, how you guys doing? So this is just a collective love reading. No time frame. All right, let's see what the bottom. Okay, you have three out of the four cards are major arcana cards. The Chariot. Okay, so this is energy. For me, this is a card. If I think about horses, I'm a horse person. They are prey animals, so they are fight or flight. And they usually, flee. So they're reactionary is my point. They, that's just their instinct. That's just their nature. And the job of the charioteer, who is us, is to guide these horses with purposeful action where we want to go, and not just let them react and run wild and just go through life reacting from one situation to another and just sort of reacting and bolting and ending up over here when maybe we didn't even want to go over there. But that's what happens because we're allowing ourselves to just react to things instead of taking purposeful action. So she knows where she's going. She has her GPS all plotted out. She's going from point A to point B, and she's not going to allow these horses to be swayed from the course just because something isn't going exactly her way, exactly the way they want it. It's not entirely comfortable. So we can't just give up or change course every time some little roadblock comes up or something isn't entirely comfortable. But the way I'm seeing this card in a love reading is that we're really getting clear, and this is a message that's coming up. We're getting very clear about what we want in a relationship, where we want our relationships to go. And we're not just sort of going from relationship to relationship to try to fulfill a need or in a reaction to, well, this relationship didn't work out and I'm going to go to this relationship. We're going to stop. And if something doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but we're going to sit with it. We're going to digest it. We're going to look at it from a different perspective and just take the time and appreciate our downtime where maybe we're not in a relationship to really get clear on what we do want, where we're going. Am I afraid to be alone? Do I just want a relationship for the sake of having a relationship, or do I want the right relationship? And am I willing to be comfortable in the downtime and use the time to gain enlightenment? That's what the hanging man does. So he can either sit there and go, this sucks, I hate being here, and fight and twitch and exhaust himself fighting against the fact that, well, this is where he is. Or he can use this downtime to think, well, I never really have much time to myself and I can't go anywhere. So why don't I use this time in a productive manner and wisely, and not fight it and accept it and use it as the opportunity that it is. So don't be afraid of times when you don't have a relationship in your life. It's really a blessing to have that time to do some of the inner work and get clear on where you do want this chariot, where you want your chariot to go, and make sure you haven't just gotten off course because, this happened in this relationship and now I'm never going to do that again, or that you just haven't allowed yourself to get knocked off course by other events that have happened. The Strength card, this came up in Sag's reading. This is about making yourself vulnerable, asking someone out, trying online dating, doing something that is out of your comfort zone. And it doesn't mean taking risks that are stupid. It doesn't mean just not, meeting a total stranger somewhere unsafe or something like that, but it's like, I've kind of always had a thing for this guy. I'm just going to ask him out. What the heck, you can spend an hour with someone, and even if it's not a romantic connection, it doesn't mean it was a wasted hour. That's the type of perspective that the Hanged Man brings in. But if you never ask the guy out, maybe it is, or the girl, maybe it is the one, and you were afraid to put yourself out there. And hey, tell me, I am the worst at this. So I'm not saying this is easy or anything, but just think about it. Just putting it out there. Just something to ponder, especially if you are single. And if you feel like your relationship's not going anywhere, maybe you need to have the strength to leave it. You know, she's looking over here at this. Like, this is what she wants. This. Are these... She's looking at this family, like that's what she wants. So make sure the other person wants that. And I don't mean on the first date, go, do you want children? I mean, that's ridiculous. But getting clear on what you do want, and then making sure that you don't end up in a relationship thinking you're going to change someone because even though they said they didn't want kids, well, maybe they will eventually. No, like, be careful of not putting having the strength to understand, like, you know, we want different things, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they're bad. Doesn't mean I'm bad. It just means they want something different. This card is about your happily ever after, and your happily ever after may not include kids. It may not include a partner. I mean, maybe you're like, dang, I don't know if I even want a partner. Or if I do, maybe I still want to have my own place. It's completely individual to you. And that's something, again, that you can get clear on any downtime you have and have the strength to stick by it. And not just stay with something because it's there. Because having this even just for 5 years of your life versus never because you compromise. And again, I'm not saying compromise is not that you shouldn't compromise, because there are 1,000 things you need to compromise on. But I'm talking about the big things. And wow, it's interesting. I happen to notice. Wow, holy crap! You got a lot of powerful cards here. You got the Emperor. So he's kind of like the guy and the person in the Chariot. He needs to make decisions based on all the information, but what's best for himself, because he's the one that needs to answer to the decisions he makes. And you can't always make everyone happy. You have this beautiful fire sign king. He lives his life with passion, and I like it because he's kind of like the mate to this lady. They both have the lions. It's passionate. So if you can make sure you stay on course with this Chariot, you know, this is a beautiful match that will come and be your happily ever after, whatever that is. But it is dependent on doing the work here. You also have Judgment. So when this relationship does come in, it's going to it's interesting. I don't like thinking that waiting for a relationship because it's going to make you happy or it's going to fulfill your life. That's the worst reason, I think, to get into a relationship. However, it doesn't mean that when you do find it, it can't lift your spirit at the same time. And that's what this card for me and this reading is sort of like, it will bring incredible joy, and it will bring sort of a new way of life for you that you didn't really realize it could be that great. And the reason that it is that great is because you've done the work to make sure that you were ready and you were bringing in the right type of relationship based on really core, fundamental, non-superficial things. So by making sure you're not just focusing on the physical aspect, but on the true connection and what is really important to you, and if that matches what this new person is coming in. And then you meet your match, because it's like, the lion and the lioness, it just fits. It all comes together. You attract that person. Very nice. Very nice. It's awfully nice to get this card in a love reading. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Take care.